A few years ago, a man won the lottery $100 million. Within 5 years, he was broke, not because he didn't know how to add or subtract, but because he didn't know how to stop spending. Most people believe money is a number game. You earn, you save, you invest, and if you do it right, you win. But here's the truth: if it were only about numbers, financial experts would never go bankrupt. Lottery winners would stay rich, and intelligent people would never struggle with debt. Yet they do. The real problem isn't lack of knowledge, it's the way our emotions, fears, habits control our decisions, especially when money is involved. Imagine two friends. One grew up in a wealthy family. Money for them was a tool, something you used to build businesses or take risks. The other friend grew up with very little. For them, money meant security, warmth, and food on the table. Now, both of them get a $100,000 bonus. The first one invests it immediately, thinking about growth. The second one invests it on things they have always wanted but could never afford. Same amount, same moment, completely different decisions. The same $100 bill means something completely different to two different people, and that difference shapes every financial choice they make. There's an old story about a man who made a bet with a king. He asked for a grain of rice on the first square of a chessboard and then to double it on every square after that. The king laughed. It sounded so small, but by the 64th square, the amount of rice was enough to cover the entire kingdom. This is compounding. It feels boring at first, painfully slow. You invest $100 and a year later it's 105. That's not exciting. But given enough time, that small growth becomes life changing. The problem: most people pull their money out too soon, chasing something faster. Every time they do, they restart the clock. They kill the compounding effect before it has a chance to work. 2008, the global market crashes. People who had invested for years watched their portfolios lose half their value in months. Logic said, stay in, markets recover. Fear said, get out now before you lose everything. Millions sold, locking in their losses. A few stayed, and years later, they not only recovered but grew far beyond where they started. We make decisions to avoid pain or chase pleasure, not based on long term logic. And the worst part, we can justify those emotional decisions so well they sound logical even to ourselves. There was a man in New York who earned millions every year. From the outside, he looked rich: luxury cars, a big house, expensive vacations. But he worked 14 hours days. Every day, he couldn't take a week off without his business falling apart. He had money, but no freedom. Money has two purposes: to give you things or to give you freedom. Things are temporary. A new car smells good for a month. A bigger house feels exciting for a year. But freedom, the ability to spend your day how you want, is the real definition of wealth. A woman once said, I was happy with my car until my neighbor bought a better one. This is the comparison trap. You see someone on social media with a lifestyle you want, and you start spending money to match it. But here's the problem: you are comparing your real life with their highlighted reel. You are spending real money to keep up with a fantasy. When you stop competing with strangers, your money has a chance to work for you, not for your ego. Two people start businesses the same year. One becomes a global success, the other fails within months. Was one smarter? Maybe. But maybe one was just lucky, and the other hit by risks they could not control. You can control your behavior, but you can't control the world. So instead of obsessing over every possible outcome, focus on building a strategy that can survive bad luck and last long enough to benefit from good luck. In 2008, a billionaire investor lost everything. Why? Because enough wasn't in his vocabulary. The hardest word to say in money is enough. Once you get some wealth, you want more. When you get more, you want even more. Knowing your enough number, the amount that gives you comfort, security, and freedom is the only way to protect your wealth from your own ambitions. Think of it like building a ship. You design it strong enough to survive storms, but you still set sail believing you will reach new lands. Save like bad things will happen, job loss, medical bills, unexpected crises. But invest like the future will be better than the past. Innovation, growth, progress. This balance keeps you safe in the short term and growing in the long term. At the end of the day, wealth isn't about beating the market, predicting trends, or being smarter than others. It's about controlling yourself when others can't. It's about patience when the world is panicking. It's about humility when things are going well. It's about making decisions that your future self will thank you for, even if they are boring today. You have always known the math of money: earn more, spend less, invest wisely. But now you know the truth. It's not your knowledge holding you back, it's your behavior. If you can master your own emotions, if you can stay patient, avoid comparisons, respect risk, and know you're enough, you will make better decisions without feeling like you are fighting yourself. The numbers will take care of themselves, and your money will finally work for you, not against you. That's the real psychology of money, and it's how you break free for life.